Okay, part two, fear. A lot of people that I deal with are believers in the law of attraction. You know, things like The Secret, What the Bleep Do We Know. If you haven't watched those movies, I highly recommend them. You should really check it out. But the thing is, until you've released this fear and negativity in your heart, you're not ever really going to be able to create anything. There's not anybody who's done anything great in this life or has a really happy life that has an overabundance of fear. Now, like I said, it never goes away completely, and you don't want it to go away completely. You know, your feelings and intuition and gut sense of when something is right or wrong is good. That's what gets you through the world, you know? That's what stops you from, running red lights and touching hot stoves and things like that. So it's designed to protect you. The thing is, a lot of times it's gone into overdrive, and so it's just kind of holding you down all the time and bogging you down all the time. So like I said in one of the previous episodes, when you have these fearful voices come up in your head, just kind of take a step back from it and just ask yourself, what's actually happening here? You know, we often describe it as, well, what's so? What is actually the case here? Okay? And try and look at it as objectively as possible. Now, that fear that's inside of you, that is your own mind trying to help you. It means well. It's trying to protect you. Even if you have family members and people that are criticizing your decisions and telling you, you shouldn't, be an actor, you shouldn't pursue your dream, you should marry this person instead, you should have this job, you should have this school, and blah, 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 and they kind of put all their wants and desires on you. Even then, that's their own fear that something bad is going to happen to you, and they're trying to help. So just like you can dialogue with these external people, you can have talks with your internal voices. I know people, you're like, well, I can't talk to myself. That makes me crazy. You talk to yourself all the time. And you can do it on the inside. You don't have to talk out loud. It's fine. It'll be our secret. We won't tell anybody that you do it. So when these voices come up and these fears and things, just take a step back from it and say, thank you for sharing. Okay? Just say to yourself, these voices, I know you're trying to help me, but you're not helping me. What's a way that we can work together to move forward? Seriously, you're made up of lots of different parts. Your brain's got 3 parts already. You have a conscious mind, which is, the part of you that's listening to me right now, the part of you that makes shopping lists and to-do lists and, goes to ball games. You have your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is where all your memories are stored, and it never forgets anything ever. And your subconscious mind is kind of like about a 5-year-old child. It takes everything 100% literally, and it makes everything about you. So whenever you hear people talk about why you shouldn't be exposed to a lot of negative stuff or movies or music or things like that, it's because it is very easy for that kind of stuff to seep into your consciousness and start to make you feel bad about yourself or unconsciously negative. And you also have a super conscious mind, a higher self, the part of you that is connected to something bigger than yourself, if you want to call it God, the universe, Allah, Brahma, however you label it, the part of your mind that is connected to something beyond you. That's your superconscious, okay? And you want to start to trust yourself enough to let these higher messages from your higher divine self sort of start to filter down into your life. Okay? But before you can have trust for yourself and love for yourself, you kind of need to be able to integrate all these things that are taking place. Now remember I said in the first episode of All About You that at some point in the past, something probably happened to you and a part of you stopped aging right then, right? You made choices right then about what the world is like, and those choices since then have colored everything that you've done and kind of influenced all of your decisions. But now that you see this, you can kind of start to step back from it. If you have something that you're really afraid of, like say you want to ask out that guy or that girl that you're really into, but you're afraid they're going to say no. Well, maybe they will say no. What's the problem with that? What is the problem with that? Because, well, then, if they reject me, yes, then it means I'm not worthy. Well, not worthy of what? Well, then I'm not worthy of being loved. See, I'm going to let you in on a secret, and I usually don't kind of just skip to the end like this, but most of our fears, most of our sense of not being good enough, most of our sense of anything that you have anxiety about, is that it will boil down to you're not good enough. And if you feel like you're not good enough, or you think other people are going to see you're not good enough, then they won't love you. I know, it seems simple, especially when I just lay it out like that, and you're like, well, no, that's not me. But think about it. If you dig deep, this may not be you, it may not be everybody, but more often than not, that's what it comes down to. I'm not good enough, and no one will love me. So, let me say one thing real fast. You are good enough, you're great, you're fantastic, and I love you. I love you, okay? And all you got to do is you love you. When you see the you that I see, you can take over the world, okay? So we're going to start with this, that you are enough, that you're fantastic, that you're great, that you're wonderful right now. You got nothing to be afraid of, because anything that happens, when it happens, you'll face it, you'll either change it, or you'll deal with it, right? So you can let go of some of that fear right off, all right? Now, when those voices come up, when that anxiety comes up, when all these things still happen, because fear manifests in a lot of different ways, by the way. Anger, anxiety, guilt, depression, all of those are just different ways that fear manifests, because you're not facing it and integrating it properly. Remember, fear is just a call to action. Fear is just a call to action, okay? Now, as you become more okay with you, as you start to integrate more of you and start to have more of an internal agreement about what it is that you want, where it is that you're going, who it is that you really are, then a lot of your internal fear will start to kind of slip away normally and naturally. And as your internal fear starts to slip away, then a lot of the external fear and a lot of the pressure that you get from other people will start to slip away. Now, I already showed you how to deal with negative people last time, okay? But even then, just talk to them. When your mom starts complaining and telling you what she thinks and really nagging you, you can just say, Mom, I know you love me. I know you love me. I know you're trying to help, but it's not helping. So what can we do so that we can work together for what's best for me and what's best for you, so both of us can be happy? When you say that, she's probably going to look at you like you got lobsters crawling out of your ears, you know, like, what? You know, because she's probably used to you either arguing with her or just kind of tuning her out, you know. But no, talk to her, talk to mom, talk to dad, talk to your husband, talk to your wife. Why not? Because like I said before, if you can't talk, if you can't be honest with them, if you can't be honest with yourself, you don't really have a relationship anyway, okay? So be honest. And I want to leave you with a question here, okay? And if you want to find the answer, it's on my Breaking the Prison of Fear article on theexaminer.com, might I add. Or shoot me a message through Twitter or wherever, like I said, and I'll tell you. Who are you? Who are you? If you said your name, you're not your name. That's just your name. If you said that, you know, you're a man or a woman, well, that's not you. That's just your sex. If you said you're a Christian or a Muslim, that's not you. That's just your religion. If you say I'm an American or an Indian or British, that's not you. That's your nationality. So, one by one, as you come up with these answers, you're going to start to peel them away. And when you peel away all of those labels that you've lumped on yourself, you'll have the real you and who you are. And once you know who you are, then you'll be unstoppable. Okay? So like always, you're fantastic, you're great, you are worthy, you are good enough, and I love you. I do. I love you. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. B. Dave Walters here. If you like these videos or my articles or the things that I write, then you might want to check out my book, 49 Lost Secrets of Peace, Love, and Money. This is my Vanna White moment here. In it, I explain all 7 universal laws. You know, the law of attraction is just one part of one of the laws. I explain all 7 of them. And I also explain the 7 areas of life, how you can break everything down and apply all the laws to every aspect of your life so that you can be happy and fulfilled and have more peace, more love, and more money. So check it out. As you can see, it's a really big, thick book. It's brilliant, if I do say so myself. So check out my website, peacelovemoney.com, to find out more. Okay, bye-bye.